our channel.
So pretty in here today.
If you haven't been to our channel before, then feel free to hit the subscribe button below. We are doing our second video of our 10 video series for Help I'm Engaged.
We just want to be here to kind of give advice and tips and things of that nature. And so we're actually going to go really deep into that with our past brides and even brides that weren't can-be brides.
Exactly. We asked brides for their best advice or a regret of theirs, and we're going to share them with you. So hopefully it helps you when molding your wedding day and maybe set some expectations and some things that maybe you think, okay, I'm going to do that differently.
So let's get started.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, I just want to thank every single one of the brides that sent in a message or replied on our status, because that was really, really helpful, and you guys are awesome! Our first piece of advice that actually came as quite a surprise to me because I never ever have thought about this before. Make sure your dad smiles as he walks down the aisle. My dad was trying not to cry, so he looked almost mad. Ha! And the ha was added in there.
This one's actually a wedding regret, and it is not having a wedding planner and she wished she would have had more help. Doing everything herself the day of and the day before sucks and is stressful. And I actually 100% agree with this, because a lot of people think that that's definitely a place that they can save money as a wedding planner. They don't need a wedding planner, they can do it themselves, because you can do it yourself, but it just makes the wedding experience a little stressful. And that wedding planner, whether you hire that wedding planner a year out, 6 months out, or just for the day of, takes so much stress off you.
Yes. Eat something at the reception. Between saying hello to everyone and all the dancing, it's so easy to have a few glasses of wine and no food. Don't make the morning after your wedding one where your sole quest is for aspirin and a diner breakfast. And she told me that it was a lot prettier in those words.
When making a budget for your wedding, be sure to account for the unexpected expenses and small things that will pop up in the end. Take it one step at a time while planning. Don't try to accomplish everything at once, or you will just get overwhelmed. Be sure to eat on the wedding day.
Tally number 2.
It's easy not to, because you get so busy with everything, but then you end up lightheaded and dizzy. What's gonna happen will happen. Just relax and enjoy every moment, because it goes by so fast. At the end of the day, you will go home with a new husband and a new last name, and that's all that matters. I love that one.
Yeah, I do too. I think that was so happy, and that's so true, and it's so easy to listen to that, but to actually act on it, oh man.
Let people that are there that want to help. Even if it isn't initially your vision, you're gonna love it in the end anyways.
Take a moment during the day to have alone time with your husband. The day goes by so quickly that you should have 5 minutes at least to see each other, talk and have no one else around. We had several occasions to do that, and it slowed down the day and helped us cherish each other.
Just right after the ceremony, instead of moving straight into pictures, if you have the opportunity, while your guests are exiting the venue, hide away with him for 5 minutes and just sit together and kind of soak it in that you just got married. Don't rush into the celebration without celebrating together first. I was hesitant because I've heard horror stories, but I am so glad that I booked with Damon. She made me feel like such a beautiful bride, and I didn't have the pressure of doing my own makeup or hair.
Things will go wrong. Just make sure that people don't tell you about them until the next day. I told everyone that was helping that if something happened, just fix it and keep me clueless. What's a wedding planning tip you received and wish you would have followed? And her response was, smaller guest list. It's true when they say that's how you cut costs the most. Looking back, I would have cut my list down quite a bit, saving money on invitations, food, etc. etc. etc.
Now here's a tip that we haven't heard. My husband and I lived together before we got married, and we decided not to register. Even if you live together and you think that you have what you need, you can always use towels, throw blankets, tools, all sorts of other things. Think outside of the box.
The things that I have in my kitchen now are the same things that I got from my registry, and I just now broke my toaster because I left the cord on the top and let it just burn with my toast. The best thing I did was have a wonderful photographer and a videographer. You'll never regret spending money on these 2 things. I relive the moments as I look through the pictures and watch the video. I would also have to say having someone there the morning of to do hair and makeup professionally was a great idea.
That's the second time that we've gotten that.
Yeah. Our really good friend Nick Miller, he's a videographer here in town. He's amazing. And he said that he overheard somebody at the bridal fair walk by and say, "Oh, that's something new."
I mean, granted,
it's a new thing to be that beautiful.
That beautiful. On the same tangent, another bride says, "Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently?" And she said, "A videographer. I really," all capitalize, "wish we would have gotten a videographer." That makes me seriously so sad when I see that. Don't skimp on your photographer. Just because a friend of your mom posts really nice pictures on Facebook does not mean they're a photographer. Have an actual wedding photographer. She also gave us a second best thing that she did, and it says, plan to spend money on your hair and makeup.
3 for 3.
Have a professional do it. It will look so much better in pictures.
It does, because that professional knows
that it's
all
gonna
the
look
things.
better in pictures.
I wish I would have had a good experienced photographer. Our photographer was inexpensive, but in her work, it showed. My husband and I don't have one single picture of just us two. We definitely would have spent more for better photos, and had we known that, totally. Sometimes you just don't think about it. You're like, oh, they're expensive, that fits in my budget, her work seems nice.
It'll do, as long as my memories are captured. But then you get it and you are kind of bummed that it's not what you'd envisioned or hoped for. Don't stress the little things. It's a day for you and your husband. Do things the way you want them done. So we could go on and on and on and on forever with advice from brides. I mean, we didn't even hit a lot of the questions and a lot of the things that the brides said. But all in all, I feel like there was a common
denominator. Common fact. Common agreeal.
Everybody agreed on the same things.
Hiring an experienced photographer or videographer.
I was gonna say, regretting not hiring a videographer was another consistent one that we kept hearing.
Yes.
Don't stress the little things. The details, although you've been working for a year to make them perfect, they might not be perfect on your wedding day, but don't stress out about it. It's not going to matter. I promise.
Smile on your wedding day.
Oh, smile. Just smile. Tell
Just
everybody
do
else
it.
to smile too. Hire a makeup artist and a hairstylist. That way you're not worrying about it yourself.
And do a trial for both of those things.
Both of the beauty people.
Eat your food.
Remember to eat. Don't neglect yourself.
Reduce that guest list. Hiring a wedding planner. These are all just coming out like crazy. I feel like a Pez dispenser right now.
And most of all, enjoy your wedding day. Enjoy this process. Enjoy being engaged to the love of your life. And don't let it pass you by stressing out about every last detail. Take your time in planning and don't wait till the last minute.
But more importantly, be happy on your wedding day. And that's by not stressing out about those little tiny things.
If you don't mind listening to us ramble, we ramble once a week on Mondays. You can hit the subscribe button below. If you're on a mobile phone, you can scroll down and then just hit subscribe. And then you can be notified of when our new videos go up.
See ya!
But she noticed before I did, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 fire trucks outside. And her neighbor's house is on fire. You know what I mean?
Do this.
Like when you're watching like one of those like CW drama TV shows and they're sitting next to you and they're like, ugh, can we change it to football? And you're like, no, this is my show. And then 2 seconds later they're like, so what's his name? What's he doing?
Yes! I didn't burp, but that's so funny.
I smell it. It was like, I feel like I heard it too. You so
No,
had
I
to
really
burp.
didn't burp. Expedited. I would love to go to La La Land. Oh my gosh, that's a great name for a amusement park. This is my jam.
I-
Vogue it.